Casemiro, Kroos, Modric, they're past it. That's it. They're done. You know, Real Madrid are relying on these old veterans. They have turned it on spectacularly over the last 2 weeks.
Yeah, and it's all about timing. And I think these guys, they just know it that, you know, comes April, May around in the crunch time, basically, especially in the Champions League and obviously in the league as well. That's when they show up. That's when they make the difference. And that's why, you know, experience is so important. And they know exactly what to expect going now into Liverpool. They have respect for Liverpool, no doubt about it. But they go there to get their result and go into the semi-final. So when they kind of were criticized over the last couple of months, you know, they recognize that. They see it, they read the papers as well. But they also know when it's time to show up, and they showed up now in the right moment.
Meanwhile...
So I was just going to say, there's two ways to approach this. If you're Liverpool, you sit off and be a little bit cautious because you want to protect your back line and you're worried about them being exposed. But I think if you do that, those players that you mentioned will pick you off eventually, particularly with their quality of passing, when the movement of Vinicius and Karim Benzema, Kroos and Modric will find you. I think Liverpool's chance is to do what they did to Barcelona, albeit with no fans and not the same amount of energy and not the same amount of quality, is Barcelona's heads were spinning by how they smothered them from the start, how they pressed them. And that's the only way I think you're going to... And you're going to have to just back your defence and say, listen, this is what we're going to do, so you have to be on your toes. We're going to try and smother them, we're going to try and press them, we're going to try and make sure we get in the faces of Kroos and Modric and Casemiro, and we push wide players on and we don't allow them to have easy possession of the ball, and then we take our chances from there. And I think if they do that, they win the ball back in the final third, they give themselves a chance. The other side of the coin with that, if they play around you and it's a half-hearted press, you're going to get exposed. But I think if Liverpool are cautious and worried about their back line, which is their weak point this year, then I think this Real Madrid side will eventually pick you off anyway. So I really think Liverpool have only got one way to try and approach this if they want. I mean, if they were trying to see it out for a 0-0, that's different. But they're not. They're chasing the tail here.
Jules?
Is back?
Jules, yes. Jules, what do you think looking ahead to this Liverpool-Real Madrid game? I'm trying to say Real Madrid are tired. There might be some vulnerability there. Am I clutching at straws?
I think you're right, and I saw Jurgen Klopp today asking the question about what Zidane said after the Clásico, saying that they were physically on the edge. His players, we know all the injuries, we know Lucas Vázquez. So when you think of a back four of Eder Militao, Nacho, Ferland Mendy, and then Odriozola right back, you think, okay, surely that front three of Liverpool, of even maybe the front four, if Jota and Firmino both start, could cause a lot of problem to them. So I think this one is really in the balance. Of course, Real Madrid have the advantage because of what happened in the first leg, but I think Liverpool can go at them if you put a lot of pressure on Toni Kroos and don't give him his whole life to pick a pass like he did in the first leg, then I think you could cause them problems. And certainly, even if there's no fans, the belief that Liverpool players have, they've done it before and they can certainly do it again.
Thanks for watching ESPN on YouTube. And for more sports highlights and analysis, be sure to download the ESPN app. And for premium content plus live streaming, make sure to subscribe to ESPN Player.